it's Alyssa, back with another speed paint video, and this time I'm not doing an intro because this video is long enough, quite frankly, and it doesn't need it. And you can already tell what's going on from the title and the thumbnail and the little title card I did. So Duffy Bear started off as the Disney Bear. Well, there's like a whole history to the Duffy Bear and Friends characters if you're not familiar with any of these characters. They're Disney Parks characters. My friend Dan actually did a really great video kind of doing a deep dive into the history of Duffy Bear and all his friends. You can check that out. I'll put a card in the corner. But I know Duffy from my time working at Epcot. 10 years ago, I was in the Disney College program, and I didn't realize that the year that I did the college program, 2010, fall 2010, I didn't realize that that was like the first year that Duffy was brought to Epcot. I thought he had just always been there because I didn't know anything about Disney parks before I worked there. So here I am buying a Duffy Bear just because I think he's a cute park bear, that I thought he was just like a theme park exclusive mascot, which I was kind of right about that. But I didn't know how popular he was over in Tokyo Disney. I didn't know about all his friends. Maybe they came after, because when I worked at Epcot in 2010, it was just Duffy Bear, and you could buy different outfits for Duffy. So like at Epcot, if you guys have never been to Epcot or you're not from America and don't know, Epcot is another Disney theme park as part of Walt Disney World, but it's not the one with the castle. It's the one with the big golf ball looking thing, Spaceship Earth, and there's two halves of the park. The front half where I worked was Future World, and there's not a whole lot there right now, and there wasn't a whole lot there 10 years ago, quite frankly, but it used to be home to a whole host of kind of science and exploration themed rides, and still the centerpiece of it is the big golf ball. There's a ride inside of there called Spaceship Earth. So that's where I worked. I was a custodian. The job was pretty bad, but it was great because all the days that I wasn't working, I got to go to all the theme parks for free. But the other half is World Showcase, and this is where Duffy kind of shined and lived in Epcot. Because World Showcase has all these pavilions that are themed to the different countries of the world. There's like a Mexico pavilion, a Canada pavilion, a Japan pavilion. Duffy, you can get different outfits for Duffy Bear at all these different pavilions, so he's like a little world traveler bear. And more exciting than that is that if you go to Tokyo Disney and you actually travel, you know, yourself as a human being, you can get exclusive outfits and merch and merchandise of all of his new friends as well. And so I was enamored with Duffy Bear just as like this cute theme park thing that could be it was like my big souvenir from working there. I'm not big on souvenirs, I'd rather just take photos and do stuff. But I got a Duffy Bear and I got quite a few pins. They give you a bunch of free ones when you work there because they set you up with a lanyard where you can like trade with people in the park. I would exclusively trade with kids because it was more fun. And I liked when they would give me the rip-off ones from like Universal Studios and stuff. I always thought it was funny. I have those pins and I have a Duffy Bear and a pair of Minnie Mouse ears. And that's basically all I took from my Disney College program. But I was enamored by Duffy Bear, and then later the other characters that I found out about after I had left my college program at Epcot. I really like that it feels like Disney taking a stab at the Sanrio aesthetic, and to my knowledge, none of these characters are planned to be in any movies or shows or anything. They specifically exist as adorable mascots, much like Sanrio. They might have cute little backstories, but they're not very deep backstories or anything like that. Yeah, none of these characters have like deep lore or anything. They specifically exist to be cute, and I think that's really fun. I like that they're collectible. I like that they're very pastel, and they have a different aesthetic than, you know, typical Disney style artwork. They look a little bit different. I think that's really nice. And I really wanted to explore the pastel color palette and this really soft texture that I'm going with. This is actually the coloring style and technique I'll be using for all of my Pokemon videos. Next week will be the first one in that series, my Pokemon 151 series, by the way. So I used the same coloring technique, and I was really excited to use this approach to nice soft coloring and shading on these characters because they're all very soft and cuddly and pastel. And so this is the first character, the finished Duffy Bear. And now we're moving on to Shelly Mae, who's like his little bear girlfriend. I can't remember the story if Mickey had made a teddy bear to match Minnie or something like that. The story eludes me. Again, not deep lore, but Shelly Mae is basically the girl Duffy. I like that she's like this muted kind of grayish pink instead of more in your face like a My Little Pony, Pinkie Pie type of pink. I like the more subdued tone. All these characters have very relaxing, nice color palettes. Very pastel, a little bit washed out, very sweet. And a bear with a sailor outfit is just super cute. Now, Shelly Mae has a bunch of different outfits, as do all the characters, I believe. They show up in different outfits in their mascot costumes. I'm fairly certain that Duffy's friends hadn't been introduced yet because the only one that I saw was Duffy Bear mascot hanging around. There's like a little gazebo in World Showcase in Epcot where you could take pictures with Duffy. I never did that because I'm not a picture or signature kind of girl. I've had a couple pictures of me with Pluto because there was no line for him at Disneyland and I felt bad, so plus I had the photo pass for the day, so I was like, why not? But to me, what was interesting about Duffy the mascot in Epcot is there was always a line of like a decent amount of people when I was there. People were excited to see Duffy even though he's not like a princess or a popular animated character or anything like that. He's just a theme park mascot bear, but people love him because he's adorable. And I love the Mickey face silhouette on his face and Shelly Mae's face. I think that's a really nice design feature. It's a little subtle nod to the fact that they are, Disney bears. And this video is going to be long enough as is with 6 characters to get through, but if you guys are interested in the real-time speed paint footage, I have uploaded that as a private video for patrons only. I'm starting a Patreon page. I'm not sure if anybody is interested in it. I just have one tier. It's just $5. I'm treating it like a Twitch subscription kind of thing. You either support me by, becoming a Patreon supporter, or you choose not to. Whatever is fine. Everybody gets the same stuff. So you guys will get access to real-time, not speed paint footage because it's not sped up, just real-time art process footage of, I'm going to put up this huge 5-hour long video of the process of making all of these that you're seeing right now, and for future videos, any real-time art footage will go on Patreon as well. I'll also put up exclusive polls so you guys can vote on the kind of stuff that you guys want to see. Patreons get, a more weighted vote than anybody voting on a community tab poll. And also I'll be posting exclusive sketches that I don't post anywhere else on any of my other social media. It'll be Patreon only. Plus I'll put your guys' name at the end of my video like all the cool YouTubers do with the thank yous and credits at the end of their videos. So everybody gets the same stuff. It's just one tier, $5. So that link is patreon.com/AlyssaAaron. I'll also put that in the description below. But that's where you'll be able to see from now on all the real-time unedited art footage if you guys are interested in seeing the process and what brushes I use and how I do it in real time versus the sped up time-lapse format. Because I think these are sped up to 1200% just so the video wasn't like an hour long, And so this one is Shelly Mae. I think she came out super cute. I love her muted pink color scheme and I just think she's really sweet looking. Next up is Gelatoni the cat. I think this is my favorite of these different characters. I think Duffy's probably my favorite just because it reminds me of my time working at Epcot, the better part of it, which was going to the theme parks for free and making some good friends there. But Gelatoni is my favorite design-wise. I love mint green, and he's a little artist cat, which is very appropriate since that's what I do, So I think he's the one that I would get merch of if I were going to, visit an international Disney where they had merch of all the friends, Tokyo Disneyland is definitely the next Disney that I want to go to when the world reopens again. I've never been to Japan, and I want to see more in Japan than just Disney parks, of course, but that is going to be a highlight for me because I've never been to an international Disney park. I'm interested in the ride differences and the cultural differences, and I think, people think that going to a country just to see a theme park is like corny, and like it kind of is, but I love corny, tacky things. I love Las Vegas. I love tacky restaurants. I love all that stuff. So when I went to Spain, I was in Spain for a month and we saw all kinds of beautiful things in Barcelona and on the beach, and got a taste of Spanish culture and ate amazing food and did all the stuff that you're supposed to do when you visit a foreign country. But one of the highlights for me was going to Portaventura, which is a theme park in Spain. We went by train and it was awesome because once you get off the train, it's literally like a very short walk to the hotel that we stayed in, and then the theme park is right there. And that was one of the highlights of my trip. It was like seeing what theme park culture is like overseas versus in the States. It was really funny to me that they had an American themed area that was just called the Far West. and it was just covered in American flags, and they had the most amazing theme park show I've ever seen with Woody Woodpecker. It's insane. If I can find it on YouTube, I'll put a link to a card in the description. But it was like something they would never do in America, because there was like people shooting fake guns in the show and like beating up Woody Woodpecker, and like girls lifting up their skirts and like stuff that they would never do in a Disney show these days. It's just different theme park culture over there. Oh, and people smoking indoors over in Spain as well. So very different theme park culture, very fun to see, you know, how people interact with theme parks all over the world. So long story short, I would love to go to Tokyo Disneyland, and one of the things I want to do when I go to Tokyo Disneyland is pick up merch of this little guy and maybe another Duffy and a Duffy outfit as well. I will definitely get my hands on merch of Gelatoni, this cat. I just think he's too cute. The mint green color scheme and the little painter's palette just has my heart. It was like he was designed for me. Like, I think he's adorable. Oh, and the little paint on the tail. How cute is that? I think he's great. Green and pink is a wonderful color scheme. Next up is Stella Lou the bunny, and the pose inspiration for this one was actually pulled directly from Lisa Frank. The bunnies, the ballerina bunnies, was the first thing I thought of when I thought of, you know, ballerina rabbits. So I pulled pose inspiration from, I used to have this on, I think, a binder or a folder or something when I was a kid. I had the ballerina bunnies, and I had the dolphin print on a couple different things, and I also had, I believe, a pencil set that had the like cheetah spots, the Lisa Frank cheetah spots and stuff. I had a bunch of little knickknacks that were Lisa Frank, which was everything. I love the Lisa Frank color sensibility. I love that it's intentionally garish. I like that it's just a no-holds-barred assault on your eyes, but in the most enjoyable way possible, in my opinion. I love Lisa Frank. I need to do some Lisa Frank-inspired art. I think that'll be a video I'd like to do one day, too. Ooh, you know that would be a good idea, is like Lisa Frank mixed with like Pokemon or Nintendo or Animal Crossing or something. Let me know what you guys think of that idea in the comments below. Maybe I'll do like a Lisa Frank Nintendo mashup video. I think that would be a good one. Man, that is a good idea. That'd be so cute with like Pokemon or Animal Crossing. I think she is adorable, and I think she came out really cute, especially with that nice purpley wash over everything. Next up is Cookie. I really like her because she reminds me of Lady from Lady and the Tramp. The big fluffy ears with the kind of brown and tan color palette. And at first, the bowl of stuff she has, I was thinking it was going to look like that goopy stuff from Oliver and Company. It's like, I want to eat it so bad. I think that and the pizza from a Goofy movie are like the top 2 cartoon foods I need to eat. It looks to me like it would taste like chocolate mousse, but a little bit thicker, like a frosting, but still pretty fluffy, with like little chunks of chocolate in it, like, and it would taste vaguely like chocolate with maybe a hint of, I don't know, coffee or something a little bit tangy. I don't know. I have this very specific taste in my mind of how this stuff would taste, even though I think in the movie it's literally just whipped cream and chocolate chips or something stupid like that. But in my mind, it tastes like this delicious chocolate mousse, this rich chocolate mousse, but that's a little bit more dense than mousse. Almost like, I don't know, pudding mousse? I don't know what I'm talking about. But I really want to eat that stuff, and so that was that was the first inspiration, and then I thought it didn't pop enough against the tan and brown color palette, so I'm like, fine, I'll just make it pink strawberry like it is in all the art of Cookie. I believe she's always whipping up some kind of pink cake batter or cookie batter or something like that. So it looks cute. I do wish I had put chocolate chips or something in it, but I think that might be a little distracting. In a piece that's this simple, you want the focus to be on the character's face. That's kind of like where you want the eye to go. And the highest contrast thing right now is her face, you know, the dark nose and eyes up against that light face mask. So it works, and if I'd added chocolate chips, it might get a little bit messy, and it's unnecessary visual information that doesn't add anything to the piece. But I still wanted to do it because it reminded me of that stuff from Oliver and Company. So, you know, I made an artistic sacrifice that I think made the piece better, but maybe a little less delicious looking. It didn't live up to its full delicious potential. What cartoon foods do you guys want to eat? Because that's definitely my top 2, is the Goofy movie pizza and the stuff from Oliver and Company. Looks scrumptious. Anyway, I think this art came out really cute too. And last but certainly not least is Olumele the turtle. Now, I had known a little tiny bit about some of the other Duffy Friends characters prior to making this art. I had seen art of Shelly Mae and Gelatoni and stuff throughout the years, even though I didn't know anything about them when I worked at Epcot and knew about Duffy. But I didn't know about Olumele until I saw that Disney Dan video I talked about at the beginning. I'll put it in the description too so you guys can watch that. But I guess he's the mascot for, like, each of them I think is a mascot for a specific Disney park. Olumele is the mascot for the Aulani Resort that Disney owns in Hawaii. So the ukulele and him being a turtle and all that, very cute. I think he is the cutest mascot maybe I've ever seen. He is so cute. He is not the kind of animal that you would expect to see in a lineup of other furry, fuzzy, fluffy types of animals like bears and cats and dogs and stuff like that. But he's just perfect. He fits in with the rest of them. He's so cute. His color scheme is so fresh but still a little bit pastel and light to match everyone else in the lineup. He's got this adorable, like, what did my boyfriend call it? The nose, the snout. It reminds us of like a manatee or something like that. Very soft and squishy. He's just like the most appealing character design to me. He looks like he would make for the cutest plushies you've ever seen. I guarantee the plush toys of him are like the cutest things you've ever laid eyes on. I'm just obsessed with him. I love his tiny little ukulele. I think he's great, and I like how they put the Mickey design as a sticker on the ukulele. He keeps it a little subtle, but it also makes sense that it's just like a little sticker he has on his ukulele. Very clever. I love his little tiny freckles. I love that he keeps the Mickey shaped eye mask kind of thing with his nose area. Like, he's just such an appealing character design. I love him to pieces. I don't think I'll ever be going to Hawaii to stay at the Aulani Resort. I don't see that in my future, but I need to get a plush toy of him somehow, so I will have to find him either at Tokyo Disney or on eBay. Because I need a little plush toy of him. He is just like the cutest thing I've ever laid eyes on. And he is the last one in this video, so let me know in the comments below. If you haven't answered any other weird questions that I've asked in this video, which of these Duffy and Friends characters is your favorite, either based on my speed paints, or if you guys know anything about Duffy and Friends from being Disney Parks fans or anything, if you collect any of these guys, let me know what your favorite one is in the comments below. I'd be so curious to know which one is your favorite. Also, let me know if you guys have ever worked at Disney parks anywhere in the world. I'd be very curious to know if you were ever like a full-time cast member or if you did the college program or anything like that. Thanks again so much for watching. If you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe. I post new art videos like this every single week. This year I have a big focus on Nintendo, and next week I'm posting Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur. Very excited about that video, and the video the week after that, which I think will be even more fun. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, like the video if you liked it, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.